Here we are with Gail Lancaster. This is Dr. Dickinson, and today we're going to be showing Gail how to use Google Slides to create interactive sessions in her live synchronous meetings with her students. So Gail, why don't you begin by introducing yourselves to the audience? Tell us a little bit about who you are and your experience in education.
I'm Gail Lancaster. I'm associate faculty. I have been a now retired special education teacher for 39 years. So I've kind of seen all sorts of disabilities and done all sorts of things. And I have been working for National since '94, but been associate faculty for 16 years.
Wonderful.
And so love it. Love every minute of it.
Awesome. And do you have any advice that you would give new teachers that may have some, fear about working with students with exceptionalities and not knowing how to approach students that learn differently or have challenges?
Well, one of the first things is don't jump to conclusions. Sometimes with students who have disabilities, they really need to know you. Making that personal connection with them, spending a few minutes a day with them, just even sometimes coming in this morning and looking at them and saying, "Morning, I'm so happy you're here today." Those things can make a huge difference. And when you look at their abilities, really take time before you jump to conclusions. If you're having problems with them behaviorally or academically, take some time before you even talk to somebody. But then, unless it's major, but look at the CUME. Look at the CUME folder. See if you're the only one you've ever had this problem with a student. Mm-hmm. Chances are you aren't, which means this has been an ongoing thing. And then you need to talk to someone else who's worked with them in the past to find out what they did that was effective. And don't be afraid to do that. People that have been teaching for years and years commonly go to past year's teachers to say, "Gee, I'm working with Tommy, and it seems like no matter what happens, he doesn't get it. Do you have any tricks that I could try?"
Right. Sounds like me working with my mother-in-law when I have problems with my husband. But no, that's some great advice. I really appreciate it. And, it's all good teaching. It's good practices. Like you said, get to know them, know their history, make some connections, and start working on those relationships from day one. Awesome, awesome.
Right. We all know that the biggest difference can be made with students when you've made that personal connection. And you would be surprised. There's some research out there. It's called the 2-minute research. And that is, if you could spend, they've looked at students with major behavior problems, and when teachers spent 2 minutes a day undivided with those children, the level of behavior turnaround was significant. So 2 minutes a day is worth doing.
2 minutes a day. I love it. That should be a blog post. Are you interested in writing it?
No, it's some research that someone's done, and I can't even remember where it came from, but I read it and I went, "Oh, it's so on target."
Absolutely. Great. Thank you so much for your expertise. And we'll get some questions from the audience, so feel free to add your questions and your comments in our YouTube video, and we'll get back to you. All right, Gail, so we're going to talk a little bit about getting you set up with Google Slides. Because I know you said you've been wanting to work with Google Slides, but you don't know how to get started. Am I correct?
Correct.
All right, so No, you're amazing, and we love you. All right, Gail, we're going to get started. So let me share my screen here. And that way you can see step by step, because, we're all visual learners, what I'm doing and how I'm getting started with Google Slides. So you told me that you're used to going into your Gmail account and seeing your email. You can do that, right?
No problems.
All right. See how I'm starting with your background knowledge, your prior knowledge, where your level of comfort. I'm working in your ZPD, right? Can you see my beautiful email, all my Gmails? See my email?
I see it.
Okay, great. So right at the top, there's the Google Apps icon. It looks like an old phone key, right?
I can get into that. I know how to get into that one.
So if you go in there, you're going to see your Drive. You're going to click on the Drive icon.
Okay.
It'll take you right to Google Drive.
All right. Can I follow you? Can I do this at the same time?
Sure.
Is that a
yeah.
problem?
No, that's perfect. Whatever helps you learn. You know what works best for you.
Okay. I'm in my Google Drive.
Awesome. So once you get in there, then all you need to do is click on this button where it says New.
Okay. Hang on a second. I need to. Where? You're in folder now.
Okay, so I click on this big New button. See that New button?
Ah, I got it.
You click on that, and then you'll see Google Slides.
Okay.
So then you click on Google Slides. So when I do my live sessions, I already have a slideshow prepared for my teachers that I want to work with them. And you can use this no matter what grade you're teaching. You can make interactive presentations and have your students work alongside you about pretty much any topic. As long as they can type, then they can do Google Slides.
And can you use that within Blackboard?
You can. You can share your screen with Blackboard, and I'll show you what I do so that everyone has access to the presentation. So let's say we're going to have a presentation on supporting students with exceptionalities. I put that as my title of my slideshow. Click here. Okay, and I can tool around here and pick different designs if I want, whatever works for my aesthetic. Right, that's more your color frame, right, Gail?
Yeah, there we go. I like that. I like teal.
So what I'm going to do to make this interactive, Gail, is that I'm going to share this with you so that you have access and you can edit. You can be an editor, and we can co-create this presentation together. So I'm going to click on this button right here where it says share. Now, as you can see, as I toggle over it, it says private to only me. Do you see that?
Yes.
So I'm going to click on it, and I'm going to change the rights. And I'm going to put your name here.
Okay.
It's going to pop up. And then when I click on this pen, it tells you what you can do. Now, if I want to give you full access, you can actually create a slide. Then I'm going to make sure it says can edit. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to do anything except look at it. Now, this is going to send you an email. But let's say we're in a live session, Gail, and I want to share this with my students right away. And I'm going to share it with them in the chat so they could just they can click on it and we can get started. Watch what I do, Gail. I go back to the share, and you'll see right in the right-hand corner it says Get Shareable Link. Now it's going to create a hyperlink for me so I can share it in the chat room with my students. I just click on Copy Link, done, and I'm going to go back to our session, Gail, and I'm going to put this right in the chat. Boom, there it is. And now it pops up as a hyperlink. Do you see that?
Okay, where did you put it in the chat? I was writing things down.
It's in the chat of our slideshow, of our Google Hangout. So if you see the three little buttons at the top of your screen where it says the images.
Yes.
There's a button there. It says chat.
No, I don't see that. Are you talking about, is that in my thing?
Yeah, in the Google Hangouts.
I'm lost. Because I was trying to write it down, sorry, instead of watching.
That's okay. See, the nice thing about recording the session is that you don't have to write anything down. You just have to you just have to watch it. So it is here. and you did get an email for it. It will pop up in your Google. It will pop up in your email, and you should be able to see the see how I'm not sure what your screen looks like, but at the top of your screen you should see a little people icon.
Oh, there's the 3 dots. There's your 3 dots.
Yeah, the 3 dots. If you click on your
now it says chat.
Yeah, that's where it is. It's in there.
Click on chat.
Yep. And you'll see the URL that you can click on to see our presentation.
I see a send a message to everyone in the call.
Yeah, if you open up that space where it says show messages, if you click on that arrow, it's going to show you all the messages that have already been sent in the Google Hangout. Right above.
Okay.
Do you see that?
I got it.
Okay.
And that's where you put that in there.
That's where I put, yeah. That's where you'll see the hyperlink. So you click on, yes, you click on that hyperlink, it'll take you to our Google slide that we just created.
Got it.
Awesome. All right, so now that you're in the Google slide, you have editing rights, you can start creating. I can even see your icon, the little G's up there, Gail Lancaster.
So if I want to put in a new slide, I can?
That's right. So you just go to...
That part I got.
Slide, new slide. And then you can ask a question. Okay, what's a good question to ask someone about working with students with exceptionalities? What does an IEP tell you?
Okay, how about, so you just want to know what the IEP tells you?
Well, I'm just doing this for the sake of creating a slideshow that can be interactive. Okay.
Okay, so what does the student do right?
Is that what you mean?
Yes.
All right.
So let's talk about, so I said it says click to add text. How do I find this out? And so maybe now here we've got, what I would like students to do is come up with ideas and suggestions about how to find out what the student does right. So this is a way of getting to know the students. This also helps when there's someone who's giving you some difficulties to get some perspective of how to get in there and change their behavior.
Mm-hmm.
So what do the students do right? And, maybe I'm going to go up top. And if I can add anything, I don't know if I can add to the top. It doesn't look like I can.
Yep, you can edit it. You just click inside the box.
Okay. I want to go take this over to the right. Now, how do we do that? So this is there we go. I want to add another question to that. What motivates them? And the reason I say that, the reason that's really important is because that's how you change the behavior. That's how you get them to do what you want them to do. That's how you figure out how to differentiate for them.
Awesome. Now let's say you want your students to add an image, Gail, so that they can talk about what the student does right and then maybe come up with the visual representation.
Okay.
Then what you can do is you can have them insert an image. They can search the web. So you just have them go to that button right there and you can see my screen. It will automatically show you Google Images. And so I'll just type in motivation.
So
I'm going to put in, I know what motivates my kids.
Where are you in Google Images? I'm not seeing you moving around.
Oh, I wasn't sharing my screen with you.
Oh, well, thanks a lot.
So if you go to Insert, Gail, on your screen,
Yes.
and then you click on Image and select Search the Web.
And what image do we want to have?
I'm putting in an ice cream because I know that's what motivates my children.
Okay.
And then this is just like any type of picture editor. You just can scroll it down to make it smaller so it fits within the frame.
Yeah, this is, once I did this, it's just like my other slideshows that I've dealt with this.
Awesome.
So.
Great. Do you have any other questions or things that we can help you with for Google Slides?
No, I think I have to play with this, and I want to definitely, next time I'm online with my students, work with them on this, because I think it's a really nice interactive presentation. And if you've got a classroom full of Chromebooks, one of the really wonderful things that can happen is once students learn to do this, you can have a lesson, and every student in the classroom can make their own slide, and then everyone can have a share out. What a lovely idea.
Absolutely right. It's a great way to do interactive instruction.
I love it.
Well, I look forward to seeing what you come up with, Gail, and thanks so much for joining us on the session today on using Google Slides with Gail Lancaster. See you next time.
Thank you. Bye. Okay.
This sometimes freezes. This editor, hold on.